Okay, hey guys, this is Alex703 Rockstar. This is my second attempt at making this video. Um, I want to try to find a new way to upload videos, so this is, I guess, my test to see if it works. And I figured that I haven't talked about wrestling for a good long while, so this is going to be my Judgment Day 2005 review, just to pick a random DVD that I just picked up. I was kind of pissed because they sold it to me with a broken case, but whatever. So, I'll try not to be too boring or too long, whatever. We start off the night with the tag team title match, Eminem versus Charlie Haas and Hardcore Holly. And this was weird because Charlie Haas and Hardcore Holly are really boring, but together, fuck, really good. Really stiff, a lot of chops. I would even venture to say that this was the match the fans were most into besides the main event. Really good job on the opener. Tons o funds. That's what it gets for me. Tons o funds. Um, I'd recommend that highly. Um, that was probably as fun as the night was gonna get. Maybe not, like the best match, but it was a lot of fun. Next, we moved on to Big Show versus Carlito with Matt Morgan. Um, you know, this was one of those matches where the match sucked, but the booking was good. So it kind of made sense. It was just like Big Show beating up Carlito. And then Matt Morgan came in, and this was really cool. He did the F5. Big props for that, even though it looked shitty. But, even Brock Lesnar couldn't do a good F5 on Big Show. He just too fat, I guess. Whatever. So, 2 stars for that. Decent shit right there. Then we got Paul London versus Chavo Guerrero for the Cruiserweight Championship. Another match that was a lot of fun. It was kind of like they told that story that they love to tell that Chavo Guerrero does in almost all of his matches. Well, did. He doesn't really get a chance to wrestle anymore. Um, where it was like the veteran versus the young high flyer, and Chavo was like trying to keep him grounded. But the thing with that is that Chavo does it really well. So it wasn't a long match, but it was a lot of fun. Paul London did his usual spots. He won with the 450 splash and retained the title. Another match that was a lot of fun. Now this is the weird part of the show. Booker T versus Kurt Angle. Now I have to say, this storyline was really fucked up. Like Kurt Angle calling Charmel a gutter slut, that he wanted to have bestiality sex with her, which doesn't make sense because she's not an animal. And and he said he wanted to have like perverted sex with her, and he would like rape her in the locker room and stuff. Really strange stuff there, considering it was a 1 month program that didn't matter from before, and it didn't matter afterwards either because he got drafted to Raw. So I was very confused as to why they would just go into this really disgusting storyline just to drop it like that. And not to mention, the match kind of sucked. I mean, Booker T comes out. He looks angry. He has a serious look on his face. I'm Booker T, sucker, and he's all mad. But then when he gets in the ring, he punches Kurt Angle so slowly. You would never think he was mad. He's just like, ugh, ugh. It was depressing watching this match. How bad it was. And I mean, Kurt Angle is able to put on good matches with almost anyone. The fact that he can't put on a good match with Booker T just shows. I mean, this just shows how much Booker T is overrated. He hasn't really done anything good since the beginning of his WWE run, and this certainly did not break that trend. Awful, awful match with. I mean, it was funny to see Charmel kick Kurt Angle in the nuts at the end, but that's it. The storyline sucked. The match sucked. Um, then we got the United States Championship match. Uh, Orlando Jordan versus Heidenreich. Now this is weird because everyone hates Heidenreich, but I'm one of the few people that like him. I have no idea why. There's just some wrestlers that you like for absolutely no reason. Well, I like Heidenreich for no reason. I mean, it was ridiculous that he was this goofy babyface now, that he would get a friend at every show or whatever. But I liked it. I have no idea why. But that didn't stop him from being a shitty wrestler. Um, I guess. I like him, but I acknowledge that in the ring he pretty much sucks. And Orlando Jordan's bland. So this match sucked. What can you do about it? It was awful. It ended on a DDT. It's like, I understand that when Jake Roberts first used the DDT was a big deal, but everyone uses a DDT now, and it almost never ends the match. So to use a DDT, yeah, wasn't really convincing. Not just that, it was a sloppy DDT too. Didn't even look like it hurt. Hit him in the arm more than in the head. Whatever. I'm getting off topic. Then we had Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. Match of the night. This is before their storyline got ridiculous with like Dominic being Eddie Guerrero's biological son, which makes no sense because he looks exactly like Rey Mysterio. But this was a really good match. I mean, they tried to show the hate element with Eddie Guerrero, that he was so jealous of Rey, and it worked to a T pretty much. And people complain about the DQ finish. Thought it was good. Thought it was really strong. So nothing I can say more than this was just solid. Then we get the main event: John Cena versus JBL in an I Quit match. I've heard really good things about this match. I mean, it could just be from the marks and stuff, which I understand why they like it, because they do a lot of cheesy stuff in this match. I thought it was decent at best, but it was just so cheesy. It was like JPL's great at promos, but when he would be like, "You quit? I'm gonna make you quit, Cena," and then he had him in a power bomb, and he was gonna throw him through the announce table, and he was like, "Ask him if he quits," and Cena goes, "Kiss my ass," and he flips him over in a backdrop and makes him break the table. I was like, "Oh my god, no wonder people hate wrestling or laugh at it. It's so cheesy." But it went all over the place. There was still some fun stuff in this. They bled a lot. I guess if you like blood just for the sake of blood, you might like it. Didn't think it was great, but I didn't think it was terrible either. You know, it was there was still some fun stuff. Cena's entrance was pretty cool with the DJ there. That was cool. So and I guess that's it. If you get the DVD though, if you get the DVD though, um, that's a good thing because you're gonna get the pre-show match between Nunzio and Akio is a very good pre-show match. It's like, of course, it's like 4 minutes because that's what pre-show matches are. But it's some good stuff, and you're gonna get a somewhat decent promo from Carlito and Matt Morgan. When Matt Morgan was doing the stuttering thing, he would he would go like he was trying to say "you're welcome," and he couldn't say it for like 4 minutes to the point where you were like, "Why am I watching this?" And then they were like, "You know what? Let's just ditch the interview." And he was like, "Thanks anyway." And he goes, "You're welcome." So it was funny, I guess. Whatever. Uh, anyway, this pay-per-view overall was just a fun pay-per-view. I had a good time watching it. There's some stuff I groaned about. There's some stuff that was boring, and there was some stuff that was just disgusting. But overall, this pay-per-view was filled with fun matches, and I would say it's worth a look at. I wouldn't shell out a ton of cash for it, but